Okay. Doing jumping jacks to warm up, huh? Okay, so we're starting at the very top of our mat. And the ball is going to be behind us. And if you're using one of my balls, they're not really fully inflated. So you want to have a ball that's a little squishy so it stays in place, okay? So we're going to start with our legs in our Pilates stance. So we're going to inhale up and exhale down. Take your time. Feel like you're resisting taking those arms up as well as pushing them down. Think of lengthening the body taller as those arms come down. 2 more. Nice deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Now on this one, I'm going to inhale up. And on the exhale, I'm going to round forward. More weight to your toes. And if you can't touch the floor, soften those knees. From here, the legs should try to go straight. If they're already straight, you're holding this. Nice length in the back of the legs. Everybody bend the knees on an inhale, like a frog position. Exhale, straighten. And we inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten, lengthen, stretch. Inhale down. Exhale up. One more. Inhale down. Exhale up. Now start to come back up. We start with the inhale. And then we are here on the exhale. Now I'm going to releve, lift my heels up and lower them down. And again, scoop the belly to lift up and then lower down. We'll lift up and down. One more. Now hold this one up. Can you separate your heels? Can you reach those arms up? Can you round forward? If you want to, put your heels down. Take your time. Take your time. Once you're all the way down, lower your heels and soften your knees. I want you to take your right leg back onto that ball. And we're here in a lunge. So I have one hand on each side of that foot. Shoulders are relaxed. Crown of the head is reaching long. Drive that ball towards the top edge of your mat and reach it back. Exhale. Inhale. You've got it. 4. Good. And 3. And 2. And 1. Take that foot off the ball, step forward, and round yourself back up. Good. So let's do another inhale. Can you raise those heels back up? You don't have to lift your heels. On the exhale, can you round forward? I think I'm stuck in that spot. Slowly round forward with control. Once you're all the way down, take your heels down. Soften your knees. If your ball is off the side, push it towards more onto the left side of your mat. Reach that left leg long, and then reach it back to where your front knee is over your ankle. We'll drive that knee towards the top of the mat, and then back. Exhale, inhale. Try to keep the belly pulling in away from your thigh. And we'll go for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now I'm not going to step that foot back in. My hands will go more flat. Now I'm going to take my front leg back into a plank. Hold that here. Squeeze lemons in those armpits. Tuck that tail. So feel the length from the crown of your head to the back of those heels. And we hold this for 8, and 7, and 6. Here's 5, and 4, and 3, and 2. Lower to your knees and stretch back into a lovely child's pose. Okay, break is over. Onto your seat. We're going to lie down, knees are bent. We're going to place this ball underneath the pelvis. So we lift up and lower it down. Be comfortable on that ball. And I want you to tabletop your legs so your knees are in line with your hips and your shins are parallel to the floor. We'll do little toe taps down. The right toes will go down and come back up. And the left, the breathing is inhale down, exhale up, inhale down, exhale up. The back should be nice and lengthening. Core is pulling in and up. Back of the head is firmly pressing into the floor, as well as the back of your arms and your hands should be flat. Arms should be right next to your side. And we're moving with control. The pelvis should not be shifting as you move that leg. One more each side. We inhale down. We float it up on the exhale. And one more, inhale and exhale. Draw your knees into a frog position. So your knees will go as wide as your shoulders. You're making a V with your feet. We're going to press out to 45 and then come back in. Your heels are trying to stay centered. They're not going to shift or slide. If you're thinking this is the easy exercise so far, we are not executing that exercise properly. So as I slowly lengthen my legs, I'm wrapping my thighs. I feel the sits bones getting closer together if I'm wrapping in the thighs. So the glutes are firing, the inner thighs are firing, and my navel has to press in deeper as my legs go away. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Inhale to exhale. And now I want you to have the legs come together and the knees draw in towards the chest. Lead with your toes, pressing out, legs are glued together, and draw back in. Inhale to exhale. Lengthen and scoop. And again, even though the legs are not in a Pilates stance, you're still trying to wrap those thighs, fire the glutes, and pull that navel in and up. We go for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Come back in. I want you to flex your heels and lead with your heels this time. Flex. It's like you're trying to touch the wall in front of you with your heels. Same breath pattern. Inhale out, exhale in. I'm picking up that pace a little bit more, just a little bit. You don't have to. I'm going to go for 4, and 3, and 2. Now, can you hold this one out there? Release the breath. Can you point your toes and flex your heels? If this is straining to your back, bring your legs straight up to the ceiling. I point and I flex. Legs are still in parallel, still pressing together. Core is pulling in and up. And we'll go for 4. Good. 3. Feel that navel going in deeper and zipping up. 2. And 1. And bring those legs straight up to 90. And let's go back to our Pilates V. We're going to take the legs as wide as our frame, push down to 45, glue those legs together, and come straight back up. Open the legs, push down, glue them together, and lift up. Open, down, connect, and lift. So remember, as we go away from that center, we fire the glutes more, we pull that navel in deeper. 1 more, inhale to exhale. Let's reverse it. Let's go down to 45, open, up, glue them together. Inhale down, open, lift up, together. Inhale to start, exhale to finish. 3 more. 2 more. Feel that belly working so hard. 1 more. And bend and hug those knees in. Good. Take those feet to the floor. Bridge up, slide that ball out, and lower your spine down vertebra by vertebra. Hug those knees in. Rest the ball on your shins. Zip your legs straight up. And I want you to have the ball against your right shin. I want you to have 2 hands on that ball. I want you to roll it to the outside of that shin. So I'm going to roll it up to the outside and then down. So I'm going to look to the right side of that leg, up and down. So 2 hands are rolling it up and bringing it back down. Now modification. Have your feet down and roll the ball up the side of the leg. And we exhale and we inhale. Let's go for 4 and 3, 2 more, 1 more, and back to center. So now I'm going to take that ball to the outside of my left shin. I will look to the left side of that leg. I'll press up, squeeze that left oblique, and come back down. Remember the modification is feet down, knees bent. I'm wrapping those thighs together, firing the glutes. If your neck is feeling strained, put 1 hand behind your head. Give me 3 more. 3. 2 more. 2. Last one. And 1. And bring the ball back to the center. So we're going to keep that ball now against the right shin. And we're going to take that left arm straight up. Okay? Make sure the shoulders are relaxed. They're on that mat. I want you to take the left leg out and bring it back in. Don't let anything else move. Inhale. Exhale. Can you keep pressing your right shin into the ball? You can only take that left leg far enough away from you that you can keep the right hip heavy and that right shoulder heavy and the left shoulder heavy and your spine still imprinting on the mat. I'm pushing into that ball. I can feel those armpit muscles working. 2 more. Inhale to exhale. Inhale to exhale and release. Hug it in. Zip those legs back up. Break over. Ball against your left shin. Try to have your legs over your hips. The right arm is straight up. Shoulders are heavy. The only thing that's moving is that right leg. It's going to go out and it's going to come back in. Stabilize the pelvis by deepening the scoop of the belly. Zip it in and up. Feel the inner thighs working to bring that leg back in. Shoulders are still heavy. Back of your head is firmly pressing into the mat. Use your breath. Inhale out. Exhale in. And 3. Keep your hips equally heavy on that mat. 2. 1 more. And 1. And hug it in. Woo. Rock yourself up. Okay, good morning. Take the legs one fist width apart. Walk those feet further out and reach those arms nice and long. Pressing into your ball, we're going to exhale as we melt back. Halfway back, melt those shoulders. Now, if you feel your back is feeling strained, take the ball behind you and rest your back onto it. So we're going to take that ball towards the windows, tap it to the floor, back to center. Take it away from the windows and back to center. So towards the front of the room, center, back of the room. So I'm wringing water out of that rib cage. I'm not moving my hips. Pelvis is still neutral. And you're scooping that belly in and up. Shoulders should stay heavy. Arms are reaching long. Knees stay still. Feet stay still. There's a lot to think about. There's a lot to check on your form. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and sit back up. Take the ball between your feet. You get a cramp in your toes? Okay, so try to relax your feet. Try to relax those feet. Hands behind your thighs. Roll it all the way back, and your legs will lengthen. Bring the arms straight up, palms are turned in. Nod the chin to your chest. Now keep that ball nice and tight, and as we come up, I'm going to bend my knees and reach my arms up into a diagonal. I'm going to roll it back down, press into your ball, and as you lower down, the legs will lengthen. Good. Nod that chin to your chest, soften your knees, press into the ball, and lift up. I shouldn't feel a release here. I'm slightly back, feeling those abdominals. Inhale to start coming back. Exhale. Nod that chin to your chest. Still plug those shoulders into your back. Soften those knees. These are not easy. Exhale. Inhale, start to come down. Exhale, back with the arms up. Nod that chin to your chest. Soften your knees. Find that lower back. Can you give me one more? And really focus on getting that lower back onto that mat. Now right here, I nod my chin, I soften my knees. Right here, I should be getting that lower back into the floor. Push through that lower back. Lift it up. Now can you lengthen your legs straight out? Reach the arms parallel to those legs. Connect the shoulders to your back. Give me space in that rib cage, but you're still rounded. Same thing with the straight legs. Inhale, come back. Exhale, arms straight up. Inhale, press into your ball. And if you would rather do the other variation where we had our knees bent, go for it. So we're inside this tractor tire. Try to stay rounded. Try to stay rounded. The only time we're flat is right here. Now, as soon as I take my chin to my chest, I'm rounding back inside that tractor tire. So I'm molding round, 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 meaning I don't want you coming up with your back flat and then all of a sudden rounding. Do it again. Plug those shoulders into your back. Squeeze into your ball. Don't forget to breathe. Nod that chin to your chest. Inhale. 2. Exhale. Grab onto your ball. Hold it parallel to the floor. Scoop that belly and stack your spine up from your core, not your back. Bend the knees and take the ball to the mid-back or slightly higher, whichever feels better to you. During this exercise, if you feel it's straining your neck, get rid of the ball and lie flat on the mat. I'm going to take my hands behind my head. My elbows are wide, and I have hand over hand, okay? My legs are one fist width apart, and right here, holding my head up, I'm flexing those abdominal muscles. On an inhale, I'm going to stretch over the ball. Exhale, I will curl up. Inhale, you're melting over that ball. Exhale, contract those abdominals to bring you up. You should not feel your hands pushing against your head as you're coming up. Your head is resting in those fingertips. Inhaling over, exhaling up. Give me 2 more. Adjust the ball if it's not feeling comfortable. You can go higher. And 1 more. And I'm going to hold this one up. Draw those knees in towards the chest in parallel. The right leg will press out, and as it comes in, the left leg will go out. And again, if this is feeling straining to the back or the neck, get rid of the ball and lie on the mat. I'm going to inhale for a set of 2, and then exhale for 2. Inhale for 2, exhale for 2. In through the nose, out through the lips. Inhale, last one, exhale, 2 knees in, sweep the arms around and pull from the ankles, those knees into your chest. We're going to take the legs away from our body and the arms in the opposite direction. We're going to hold this here, take your arms out like a T, and then pull everything into parallel. When you reach the legs long, go into a Pilates V, arms out like a T, and then exhale. My gaze should be the same, never letting my head fly back, eyes to navel. Scoop that belly deeper. Take your time. Wrap and scoop. Out. Exhale in. 1 more. Take it out. Bring it in. Take your feet to the floor. Hands behind your head. And stretch over that ball. If you can have the head touch the mat, let go of the head with the hands. Let them go out to the side and open up your chest. And I'll nod my chin to my chest. Hands go back behind my head. Come up into flexion. Take your hands behind your thighs and sit all the way up. We're going to lie back down and place this ball once again underneath our pelvis, like we started the first exercise in class. So it's not way up into my rib cage portion of my back. It's sort of in between where the belt line is, part on my seat and part on the lower back, okay? Bring those legs straight up. We're going to go into a scissor, so the right leg is going to go towards the mat, and the left leg is going to go towards you. And then switch. Hold this here. So we just did 2 scissors. Now moving into a helicopter. The right leg goes right, the left leg goes left. We circle around and we stop in the scissor position. This will tell me which leg is going down first, which should be the left. So here we do 2 scissors. I do 1, I do 2. Left leg goes to the left, right leg goes to the right. and I stop with my right leg towards me. 2 scissors. 1, 2, circle around. It's called your helicopter. And we scissor for 2. 1, 2. Remember, it's all about the core. Scissor, scissor. Now really scoop that belly deep to help move those legs. And we circle. I really like this one because not only am I strengthening my core, I also feel a lovely stretch to my inner thighs. Can you ladies feel that? Circle it around. And 1, 2. Circle is our last one. I do 2 scissors. I helicopter and I bring both legs to a Pilates V. All right, so we're going to take these legs down for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3. Scoop and lift. Take it down. 1, 2, 3. I'll cue the breath. Inhale. 2, 3 to exhale. Wrap those legs. I feel my legs working just as hard as my core. And don't forget the glutes. The further your legs go away from your center, the more those glutes need to be active to keep your lower back safe. You're choosing how low to go. If your pelvis is not able to stay stable and neutral, you're going too low. Can you give me 2 more? Of course you can. Inhale, 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 exhale. And last one. 1, 2, 3, and release. Take your feet back to the mat and bridge up and slide that ball out and lower down like you're mounting your spine back onto the mat. Okay, take the legs again, bend the knees, bring them towards you, and take the ball against both thighs. And all I want you to do is press into the ball with your hands, at the same time press with your legs. So it's a press and release, and it's tiny. The exhale is when I'm pressing into the ball. Inhale when I'm releasing it. You should have neutral spine. And press. And press. And we go for 5. Feel the abdominals contracting as you press in that ball. 3, 2. Now hold it in. I want you to take your left elbow onto the ball. And I want you to curl the chin to your chest and add the other elbow to the ball. So I've got 2 elbows on that ball right now. You're going to take your right elbow off the ball. It's going to go to your mat. Which one is left? The left elbow. Keep the knees drawing in towards your chest. And we're going to press the left leg out and in while we squeeze that right oblique. Yep. You got it. So I'm looking towards the right side of my leg or the right side of my mat. I'm not looking up at the ceiling. I'm exhaling as I take that leg out. My spine should be imprinting so I didn't go anywhere funky with my back. It's still against that mat and my hips are still in a straight line. 4, 3, you're rocking it. 2, hold it out there. Lift the leg up, hand down. Don't lose that ball. Keep resistance against that ball. Push into it. That's it. If you need a break, you take one and you hug your knees into your chest. 3 more. Here's 3. Stay with me. 2 and 1. Bring that foot to the floor. And add the other foot. That was fun. Drop your knees to one side. I'm glad to hear you're awake. And drop your knees to the other side. Woo, you deserve this stretch. Okay, when you're ready, and you might need a longer break, that's okay. I want you to take that left leg in, and we'll add the other leg right next to it. And I want you to take your left elbow up onto that ball, and I'll bring the other one up by curling my chin to my chest. I got 2 elbows, and my hands are beside my head. My left elbow will go to the mat, and I twisted to that direction. Knees are a little bit closer to you than tabletop. Keep pressure on that ball and reach that right leg. Out and in. Feel your spine imprinting on the mat. Your shoulders should be relaxed, and if you move too fast, you're missing out on a great oblique exercise. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Check in with your back, your neck, your shoulders, your hips. 3, 2 more. If you need a break, take one. I'm going to take my leg straight out there and lift it up. Good. Keep that ball tight. And we go for 4. Keep your back heavy. 3, you got this. And 2, last one. Bring that right foot to the floor. Retrace your steps. Both feet are down now. Take your knees to one side of your mat. You knew this great stretch was coming. It got you through that exercise. Other side. Good. Let's do a quick little spine stretch. We'll rock ourselves up. The legs will go as wide as your mat. The ball is right here in front of you. It's good to sit up, yes? Inhale, grow taller. And on the exhale, we're going to peel forward, but the lower back is going to stay still. Connect the shoulders to your back and roll yourself up from your core, not your back. Exhale, watch that belly button deflate and press back to your spine. Inhale, grow tall. Can you feel those shoulders gliding down your back? Exhale, forward. Inhale, bring it up. Can you give me 2 more? Round, scoop, breathe. Inhale, this is your last one. Make it your best one. I'm not collapsing. I'm peeling. Good. We stack it back up and release. Okay, we're going to come onto our side. And you're going to take the ball between your ankles. And I want you to be either to the center of the mat or slightly forward. Okay, so don't be too far back because you'll be rolling onto your seat. Okay, so either center of the mat or in front of center. 2 choices for your bottom arm. You can prop your head up or you can lay all the way down. If you know you've got tight hips, it'll be easier on your hips if you lay flat versus being slightly flexed, okay? So we're going to take these legs up and down. So I'm going to push gently my free hand, the ones in front of me. I would gently push that into the mat as I lift my legs. Make sure your hips are stacked, your shoulders are stacked, your neck is relaxed, and your gaze should be straight ahead. Good. And I go for 4. And 3. Don't rush. And 2. Now hold this one up here, and can you press both feet equally into the ball? Little presses. In. 2. 3. So 3 body parts you should feel working when you're squeezing this ball. Your inner thighs, your glutes, and your core. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now your bottom arm is going to come up into a propped up position. You're on your forearm. You want to make sure that your shoulder and your elbow are in a straight line. Okay? Now here's where you want that space behind you to be. I'm going to take my hand behind my head. I'm going to roll towards the back edge of my mat and bring my legs up. Reach the arm long. Now to come out of this, I'm going to lower my legs. At the same time, I'm going to stretch away from that ball. Retrace your steps. Come back around. Lift those legs up. Exhale. Come around onto your side again. And I follow that hand. I'm looking in that direction. Bring it back. Make sure that bottom shoulder is connected to your back. Bring it around and stretch. And scoop, exhale. Inhale. Last one. Hold this one here and see if you can drop the legs and lengthen the arm up. Squeezing that ball. 3, 2 more. Squeeze your glutes. 2 and 1 and bring it up. Yes, you did it. I'm glad you thought that was fun. That was my intention. Okay, so we got that ball on the other side now. So our head is on the opposite side of our mat. Ball between the ankles or feet, wherever it feels comfortable to you. And you can choose to be propped up or lie all the way flat. Make sure your hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked. And remember, we're going to look straight ahead. Connect the shoulders to your back. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. So as I lift my legs in opposition, I push my free hand into the mat. And make sure you started center of your mat or slightly in front of center. Take your time. Make sure your glutes are firing. Outer thigh, inner thigh, because the inner thighs are keeping that ball tight, yes? And of course, your core. Do not look like an eject button lifting those legs. You want to be nice and controlled. You got 3 more to go. Here's 3. Relax those shoulders. Here's 2. Hold this one up. I'm going to press both legs at the same time into that ball. Press. Press. I want you to feel those inner thighs. I want you to feel the glutes firing. And of course, I saved the best for last, your core. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Prop yourself up on that bottom arm. So now I'm onto my forearm. Make sure now you've got space behind you. Hand can start behind your head. Okay? Now, if this is not a cool thing for you to be doing, you can continue doing what we just did, lying on your side and lifting the legs. So I'm going to roll onto my seat, bring my legs up, and reach my arm towards that ball. Now, when I come down, I'm going to reach away from that ball. I follow my hand. I start to come back. I follow that arm. Bring it back. Take your time and reach. Squeeze your seat, thighs, belly. Good. And reach. Push through that arm that's on the mat. And reach. Hold this one up. If you're able, we'll lower the legs, raise the arm for 5. Just 5. Yeah. 3. Good. 2. And 1. And bring it in. Okay, let's do a little mermaid stretch, yes? Okay, so your bottom leg is forward, your back leg is behind. No, I said that wrong. Yeah, bottom leg is forward, top leg is behind. No balls needed. Come out into this lovely diagonal. Lower the elbow and stretch. Press through this bottom arm and hand to bring yourself up. And then we switch and grab onto our back shin. And stretch. Switch the leg that's on the bottom. So swing those legs around. Start with your kickstand. Here's my diagonal. Lower to that forearm, elbow. Press that hip down. Bring yourself up. Grab onto that back shin. Pull. Love it. And release. Okay. Grab onto your ball. We got one more thing to do, and then I'm going to switch to our loop band. Come on. Pause, we're all frozen. Put the ball between your thighs. Okay, kids. Here we go. So shoulders over wrist, hips over knees. Now, if you don't want to lift your knees off the mat, you will just squeeze into the ball, contract the abdominals, contract the inner thighs and the glutes, and then release when we come back down. So there's always an option, there's always a modification. I'm going to curl my toes so I can see my toe nail polish. Shoulders to your back. Take a nice big inhale. And on the exhale, scoop, round, and hover your knees and shins off the floor. So I'm not way up here. It's just a hover. And I lower. Inhale. Exhale. Scoop, round, lift, squeeze. Inhale, release. Exhale, press, squeeze. Don't forget to breathe. And lower it down. And again. Inhale. Exhale. Now, can you hold this one here and squeeze the ball? 8, 7, 6. Connect those shoulders. Crown the head long. Don't be watching that ball. It's still there. 2, 1. Come back down. Inhale. Exhale. Press up. Now squeeze. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Draw everything in and up and press our last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch it back and release those wrists. So remember, that was about the belly, but you always get bonuses in Pilates. You always get more than one body part strengthening. You always get a body part lengthening. Good. Okay, I'm sad to see our ball go away. I love that ball. All right, sit on your seat and put your loop band on now. And let's start it. We'll start here with it behind our feet. Then we'll bring it back into our little quadruped position. We'll just continue on with this a little bit longer. So when you got that loop band, you got to have the feet far enough apart so you don't lose the loop. Anything done with a loop band can be done without the loop band. And if you are tired of having your wrists in flexion, at any time you can come onto your forearms, or you can roll your mat up and make a little lip for the heel of that hand, okay? All right, so inhale, prepare. Exhale, can you take those legs straight, knees off the mat? Now I'm going to take my right foot forward, hold it, and then bring it back. Left foot, drive in from the belly. Good. And drive. Notice I'm pausing. I pause. I'm trying to get that knee as far forward as I can. Belly's pressing in. Crown of the head is reaching long. Now I'm going to try to take my knee towards my elbow. Towards that elbow. I'm trying to go towards the outside of that elbow. So it's longer length for that band to go. So it's going to be a little harder. 4, 3, exhale as you're driving that knee forward. 1 more. And release. Let's release those wrists again. Palms up. Make cups with your hands. Good. Okay. Now we'll slide it up to where it's halfway up the thigh. You're going to come back into the side position with your head mirroring me, so it's going to be on this side and your feet on this side. Now the ball can still be used as a prop, so if you're a person who constantly feels like they're sinking in that shoulder, put that ball here and make sure you're never collapsing into the ball, okay? So that can be used as a reminder. All right, now you can also be lying on your side, head this way. You don't have to be propped up, okay? All right, so my knees towards the top edge of my mat. My free hand can be here for balance, or it can go behind your head, or maybe kind of play with it and see what works best for you. We're going to take this top leg and bring it up just to mirror that bottom leg. Up and down. I'm looking straight ahead. My shoulders are relaxed. My bottom leg is pushing down as I lift my top leg. And of course, I've got lots of control. And I lift up. And I lift up. You don't have a whole lot longer to go, so stick with it. Stay with me. 3, 2. Now hold this one up, drive it a little bit more towards you, and press it out and flex your foot. Drive it in, flex and push. You got to really fire that glute, because you always talk about when you're getting further away from your center, that glute's got to give more support to that lower back. I'm going to exhale coming in. I want to deflate the air out of my center. And I'm trying to have my leg staying parallel to the hip, if you can. You got to have some strength in that hip to do that. Give me 2 more. In and out. 1 more. And then stack your knees. Good. Okay. So here, I want you to lift your feet off the mat. And we're going to do a clam. So I've taken away the feet as your anchor. You're more than welcome to do this with your feet on the mat, because you can push into the mat more to help lift that leg. Make sense? But don't be looking at your thighs. Look straight ahead. Melt those shoulders. Bottom leg is still pressing down as you're lifting up. 4. Can you feel anything working? 3. Are you sure? 2. Hold this one up. I hate to say it, but pulses. 8, 7, 6. I feel your pain. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Come into a quadruped position. We're not done with that leg yet. I'm sorry. All right, so we're going to slide that right leg behind us. Now, right now, before you start, make sure your hips in a straight line, shoulders in a straight line, and your shoulders are over your wrists. Okay? So my right leg is behind me because that was just working. If you were working your left leg, whichever leg was just lifting and lowering. So I should say that because I think you guys are facing differently than me. So whatever leg was just working should be the back leg. Okay? We're going to lift this leg up and down. Make sure the shoulders are always connected to your back, and you've got to feel your belly pressing in and up. If you want to make this harder and more of a challenge for the core, I'm going to slide my left hand out. My palm is facing the back of the room. I'm going to lift up or the front, but it's facing inward. Lift and lower. Crown of the head is reaching long, please. Up and down. Squeeze the booty. Up and down. Lift and lower. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold this one here. Can you pulse that leg only? 2, 3, 4. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to stretch back and release my wrists. Take a couple breaths while you're here in this rest position. Enjoy it. And we're going to come up and switch sides. So now your head is going to mirror me. I'm on this side. I'm propped up on my forearm. Shoulders connected to my back. Knees towards the top edge of your mat. Make sure the band did not slide down to your knees. It should not be near your knees. Try to have it halfway up that thigh. Hand rests on the mat or behind your head. Keep this bottom rib cage lifted. And we're going to take the whole leg up and down. So it's not the clam, it's the whole leg lifting. So your knee should be pointing in the same direction as this knee. I don't collapse as I'm lifting. Shh. Use your breath and make sure your core is always engaged if anything is moving. So I feel like even before I'm starting to lift this leg, as soon as I feel I'm starting to lift it, I pull that navel in and up. Let's go for 4 and 3. Good. And 2. Now hold this one up. Drive the knee towards you. And then press it straight out in line with your hip. Exhale. Inhale. And lengthen. You can always lie completely on your side if your shoulder is getting cranky. I go for 4 and lengthen. 3, 2, and 1, and stack your knees. My feet are going to float off my mat. Yours don't have to. And now we'll do our clam. Open, close. Take your time. We must have precision, control, moving from our center. The breath, we exhale on the up. You can always put your feet down, but my feet are staying together in that clam position. 3 more. Watch this bottom shoulder. Make sure this rib cage is pulling in. Hold this one up, and yes, we have to pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5. Stronger booty. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Quadruped position. Remember the leg that was just moving? I think you can still probably feel it, so you'll easily know which one is supposed to go back. My hands stay on the mat to start. Make sure your hips are in a straight line, shoulders are connected, and no relaxing that belly. Pull it in, lengthen your spine. Here we go. Lift up and down. So you get your gaze should be at the very top of your mat, not down at that thigh. But I do want you to check out that thigh and make sure that hip and that knee are in a straight line, okay? But don't stay with that gaze looking down. Can you lengthen longer? Now, if you want the extra challenge, reach the opposite arm out, palm turned in, and we'll lift it up and down. Do not look like an eject button. Right? Right? Squeeze and lower. Squeeze and lower. And we go for 3. We go for 2. Hold it. Now just that leg. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch back in that child's pose. Hands can go behind you and make cups with those hands. Lovely. Okay, onto our backs. Knees will stay bent. Lie all the way down. Okay, we've got this. So I want you to imprint your spine. No arching, everything is nice and heavy. We're going to tabletop both legs. The legs may have to start apart to keep the band tight. It all depends on how tight your band is. We're going to take both legs, press them out and back in. Out and in. I want you to feel those outer thighs, outer hip and glute working. And of course, the core is pulling in and up, stabilizing your back, heavy on that mat. You're taking your time. Challenge the body. We'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it out there. Take the hands up, palm to palm. I'm going to exhale, crunch up. Inhale, come down. My band's still tight. Shh. Now, if you do not want to lift your head up off that mat, you can move the legs in and out. Shh. Make sure your head is not being dragged off that mat. If that chin is tucking towards that chest, if you need to, put the hands behind your head. Hold this one up. I'm going to lengthen my legs straight and then bend. Straight, bend. Do not cramp your calves. That will happen if you're really pressing with those toes. And we go for 4. Let those feet be relaxed. 3, 2, hold the legs up if you're able. Now pulse through the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you need to, put your hands behind your head. You know that drill. We'll go for 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release and hug it in. I'm going to gently rock side to side. Beautiful stretch there. Good. And I'm going to slide that band further down and rock myself all the way up. If your band got tangled, take the time to fix it. Okay. So I'm going to come back onto my forearms. We don't have much time left at all. You have like 9 minutes left. Good. All right, so shoulders are heavy. I want you to bring those knees in, out, in, tap your toes. Keep the band tight. Out, in. Keep the shoulders connected to your back. Keep the outer thigh and outer hip engaged by pressing outward on your band. In, out, in, down. You can also do this lying on your back. You can even place the ball underneath your pelvis if you're lying down. We've got 3 more to go. 3. Take your time. 2 more. Out. In. Last one. Drive it in. Take it out. Bring it in. Good. Lengthen your legs out and press yourself up. Okay, we're going to come back into a quadruped position. So you can either flip this way or flip that way. I don't care. Get into a quadruped position. So you can also go onto your forearms. You know the drill. Okay? I'm going to take my legs back. Shoulders connected. I'm going to take my right leg out to the edge of my mat 8 times. 2. Good. 3. 4. 4 more. 3. 2. 1. Pike your seat up. Press those heels down. Raise those heels up. Round your spine and bring your head back forward. Reestablish that connection with your shoulders to your back. Left leg, 8. Go. Out to the edge, back in. So you really have to be strong in your standing leg so you don't feel any pressure on that knee. And we go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And pike your seat back up. Inhale for me. Press those heels towards your mat. On the exhale, scoop and round and come forward. So I want you to take the right leg out 1 time. We pike up and we come back down. Left leg out, in, drive through the heel of those hands, and come back forward. Right, lift up and plank. Left leg, lift up and plank. Can you give me 1 more each leg? Did you think I was done? Okay, lower those knees, making me feel bad. Come behind you and curl those fingertips towards the wrist. Okay, sit on your seat. Sit on that seat. Take that band, slide it off. All right, so we're gonna do stretches. Be friends again. Take the band behind your right foot. Pull that knee into your chest, and then zip the leg up. I'm gonna pull my elbows down towards the floor. Good. You're gonna soften your knee and straighten it up. Soften your knee. Exhale up. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press. 1 more. Good. Now keep your right hand on the band and pull the elbow down if you're able. Left arm out like a T and float this leg away from your center. And keep the left side of your body heavy on that mat. So you can only go out as far as that left glute and left hip are still in place. Soften your knee. Press out. Soften your knee. My elbow did not change. I'm keeping my core engaged. It's pressing down towards my spine so my back has support and it's heavy. 2 more. Bend. One more. And then bring it straight up. Now put the left hand on the band and pull your left elbow down. The right arm goes out to your side. And we're just going to take this leg across where we can still keep the booty heavy. And I'll soften my knee and slowly press it straight. Soften my knee. As you're pressing straight each time, feel the navel going in deeper. Now it's your exhale. And 2. And 1, and bring it back to center. 2 hands on the loop band. Put the other foot in. Other foot comes out. All right, so my left hand has got the band because my left foot is in the band. I'm going to pull my left elbow down. I'll soften my knee and press it straight. Remember, every time I go back up to lengthening, and that's an exhale, my navel goes down deeper. Take your time. 2 more. 1 more. Take your right arm out like a T and float this left leg out. Hold that stretch. Make sure everything on the right side of your body is heavy and anchored down. I'll soften that knee and I'll drive my foot towards that wall. Don't let your back go wonky. Press out. Press out. 1 more. Bring it straight up. Switch the hand. Pull the elbow down. If your band is loose enough or not as tight, you can pull it down. Other arm goes out. Take this leg a little bit across the body, but don't let that hip and butt cheek go with you. I'll soften my knee and slowly straighten and feel your core pressing in opposition to that leg. Inhale as you bend. Exhale. 2 more. 1 more. Bring it back to center and then release that band. Okay, I want you to cross, both knees are bent, cross your right ankle over your left quad and let that knee press out away from you. If you can, grab behind that left thigh and pull it towards you, and you should feel a stretch in your right glute. Can you feel that at all? Okay. And then tap the toes down and switch the feet. That left knee is going to press away from you, and maybe this is a big enough stretch that you don't move on, or you grab behind that right thigh and you pull it towards you. So you really want to make sure you stretch that glute. It worked hard for you today. Good. And then hands behind the thighs and rock yourself up. Good. And I want you to pull that right knee in towards you. Yep. Lengthen the opposite leg longer. Grab on to the back of that calf and start to roll back and walk your hands down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee and pull that thigh to the outside of that right shoulder. Feel that lovely stretch in your left hip. Bring the knee back to center, leg back up, hands back up, and rock yourself up. Okay. Other leg. This is it. Then you're done. This is it. Pull the opposite knee towards you. Round it back. Lengthen the leg. Walk your hands up it. Start to pull it towards you. Then we're going to take it down to the mat. Doot, doot, doot. Bend that knee. Pull it to the outside of that left shoulder. Reach the right leg long. Feel that length in that right hip. Ah. Good. Bring that knee back to center. Straighten the leg. Hands go up. And we'll rock ourselves up. You did it. And you've made it. Nicely done today. Woohoo! That felt good. It felt really good. That's right. That's right.